What is up, dudes, dudettes, and all my beautiful people of the interwebs? Bloody Nux here, aka the Goth Gamer, and your resident anime king. Guys, it is Saturday, so it's time to go beyond. Welcome to the United States of Smash with the Smash Podcast. I gotta say, guys, it has been a hot minute. My God, my face does not look good under this light. There we go, much better. It's been a hot minute, guys, since we've had the show on, and I apologize about that. I really apologize about how long we've been away. For those who weren't following and didn't know, about 2 weeks ago, I was at an anime convention here in Texas, in beautiful San Antonio, as well as last week. The reason we didn't have a show is because I needed a little family trip to get away from things, needed to unplug and unwind, and I went back home to visit family. Because if you don't know, I am a uncle to a beautiful baby nephew, and yeah, I'm a bloody uncle. I got a bloody nephew, and just been doting all over that child. I was like, it has been a wonderful time, a great time, but it's great to be back. I've missed all of you beautiful sons of bitches. So how's everyone in the chat? How is my chat going? And for all y'all, I got people all across everywhere. I got people over here on YouTube. I got people over here on Mixer. I don't care where you're at. I do appreciate you all being here with me right now. How is everyone? So, guys, we have some wonderful news coming out, right? There's been so much good news. There's definitely some things that I want to talk about, and there's some topics that some people want to talk about since they weren't here at the time to talk about said topics because of the fact that some came up, so they weren't here. But when they get here, we were definitely going to go talk about it and be all over that good stuff so that way we can get that all taken care of for you guys. So I just want to let y'all know what I've been up to lately, right? Because I've been up to a lot. I've been doing a lot and trying to make some things work here in the background, trying to get some things working. I'm talking, trying to get some stuff going and flowing. But besides all that, guys, there's so much good stuff coming out lately. I've been keeping up with all the animes, all the mangas, and stuff like that that's been going on right now. So currently, like the biggest things I've been keeping up with stuff like what is it? I've been keeping up with basically anything running right now in the current running season. So the biggest one that I've been keeping up with, of course, is Fire Force. Fire Force is very popular. Whether you like it or not, whether you enjoy the ecchi or not, I've been enjoying the visual of Fire Force. And I do like the creator because of the fact that it is the creator behind
Soul Eater.
Right now. Why is my mind blanking?
Soul Eater.
It was fair. Yeah, Soul Eater. Thank you, Soul. And got my boy here. So yeah, it's done by the same creator who did Soul
Fire
Eater.
Force is trash.
Oh no, he's already coming in with that. Guys, if you don't know, this is my brother Soul King. I was like, he's the man who did all the art. So you see that beautiful SP right underneath us, right there on the screen. He did that. He designed the logo, as well as you're gonna start seeing our chibi characters here popping up. We're gonna put those on for our faces and our icons so you can see that. But he did all of our art. But Soul, my brother, my boy, what's going on with you, my man?
I'm good, man. Just chilling and eating. So yeah.
You got some grub?
Yeah, got me some Popeyes.
Oh shit! You didn't have to fight anyone to get that chicken sandwich?
Oh, they sold out, man. I just got me some tenders.
Oh shit! He said they sold out. He's like, I just got tenders. Hey, but yo, for real, on the real though, I was like, I always like Popeyes. I was like, I prefer that more than Church's, especially they spicy chicken. Oh man, it's good.
Spicy chicken is something different, man.
Oh yeah, man, that's delicious right there. That's the closest thing you're gonna get to Louisiana food that isn't actually from Louisiana. Cause I've been in Louisiana, and man, their food is something else. Delicious Cajun, man. But how you doing, brother? How you doing? Other than all that,
I'm good. How are you?
I'm chilling, man, chilling. Talking to the people here, letting them know what's been going on. But as soon as you hop in, you hear me talk about Fire Force, the first thing that I've been keeping up with, and you immediately hit that hate.
It's just a little too much for. Oh, I got a question for Mixer. Why can't I see my chat? I can't see the chat for your for Mixer videos.
For the Mixer, are you on that app or are you on the website?
I'm on the website.
I don't know.
It's probably just my it's my side most likely, but I can't see any like like the chat or anything.
Okay, if you go to the far right side, you'll see there's like a blue bar that'll show up. That'll have like the arrows pulling. Yet, if it's not showing up on your side, you probably got to pull the chat out.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah, that might be it right there.
Okay, I'll see. I'll see if I can fix it.
Yeah, but that's why I got the chat also here on the thing. But
All
yeah,
right.
guys, man, whew, he comes in hot with that Fire Force hate, and but you know what? I like it. I like the visuals. I like the story so far. I don't mind the etchy because of the fact that I knew what I was getting when it's with the fact that's coming from the creator of Fairy Tail, and personally, I find it a lot hilarious because of the fact that it's more in your face right now, and they make a joke of it, like the running gag with the cat girl, right? With her, the fact that she has a trait or anything that's called
A
yeah.
lucky charm.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's literally a part of her characteristic that happens to her that they
But
call lucky lechery that just randomly kicks in and she just gets caught in these awkward scenarios and that just like
it's just a little too much, man. Like it's like almost every episode. I get it. Like there's shows like Prison School and High School of the Dead that are completely hilarious and filled with fan service. But
yeah.
like Fire Force, I don't know. Like on in Soul Eater, it was some fan service in there, but it wasn't to this extent.
And Soul Eater, it was really apparent whenever Blair was on the screen. Whenever Blair was there, whew, you got titties all
Yeah,
over the place.
and she wasn't on the screen as much. Like this, what Tamaki, whatever her name is,
Tamaki.
she's on this. Tamaki, yeah, she is on the screen every episode. Like,
Well, she's been on the screen every episode recently now. But yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. I totally get what you're saying and things like that. And I feel you. I feel you. I totally get how you're feeling about her being there as much and everything like that, and how apparent it is with her. I definitely totally feel where you're coming from on that. But honestly, I don't mind it too much. I just like the fact that they actually turned it into a running gag that they're just like she has a perk that they call Lucky Lecher that gets her those situations, and everyone is aware of it, and the fact that it happens is just hilarious. Like I get
yeah,
where you're coming.
it's a fan service charm. That's
Yeah,
what it is. That's all
it
it is.
is, but the fact that it's so meta and all the other characters acknowledge it makes it even more funny in my opinion. But I get why some people may not like it. Like I know that they said that Tamaki really gets a come up later on and kind of outgrows that a bit. But I mean, if you think about it, like when Blair was first introduced, because remember Blair was in the very first episode, you see her half naked and then full naked because she's in the bath like half the time. And whenever she comes out on the screen, she's always naked and trying to get all over Soul, rubbing her anime titties all over the place and just getting all up on that. And all they had was like bubble or random smoke that she would summon whenever she would use her spell, just all over the place. But she did show off her strength and power like way later, so we got to see why she is like such a powerful witch. You know.
Yeah.
Other than Fire Force, what else have I been keeping up with? Oh yes, the one show that no one is watching, that everyone is sleeping on, that you should not be sleeping on. Like I'm telling you, you should go out and watch this right now. Onto the Abandoned Sacred Beasts. To the Abandoned Sacred Beast is so good that I am so mad that it's not getting any advertisement and that no one is talking about it, because To the Abandoned Sacred Beast is so badass. It is so gruesome, but the story is so damn good. Because it talks about a civil war that's happening in this country, right? And that the South is close to beating the North. And the North uses a forbidden technology and things that they shouldn't do in the name of science and to stay the war and create what's called incarnates. And they're humans that are able to turn into mythical creatures and all sorts of shit. And they unleash them on the field or in the war to kind of go and take back and win battles that were meant to be unwinnable by just normal infantry. And this is all explained in the first episode, right? But the biggest thing about it that makes it so good is that when they're close to winning the war and turning it around, the incarnates have no place to stay anymore, and that they were actually written by the government that they were meant to be exterminated at the end of the war because of the fact that they uh, couldn't let them come back because some of them started losing their minds because of how often that they would change between being humans and being their incarnate forms. And so, unfortunately, one of the captains of this incarnate squad betrayed the other captain and the scientist and his lover, who helped to create the program and basically set everyone free at the end of the war. And literally, it follows him trying to keep his promise to the squad of making sure that everyone gets their peaceful send off instead of losing their mind to their animal instincts of these incarnates. It's so badass, and the fight scenes are so dope. And seeing every episode, every character gets their own backstory told, you start to feel bad, even though they're like killing people. You start to understand that some of them still have some sort of humanity within them. And it's just so damn good. And the villain, dude, his name is Kane. Straight. Kane is a badass and the one of my favorite antagonists in anime in a long time. His name is Kane Madhouse. How fucking cool is that? What more hardcore name can you have than Kane Madhouse? I'm just saying, that is one of the most like anime badass names I've ever heard. And he's so cool. And then you have Hank being the captain who's trying to fight him. Dude, it's so hard to talk about, but you got to watch this. Have you heard anything about the show? So,
Actually, no. I haven't heard anything about it.
see, and that's what makes me sad is that no one has heard anything about it.
At first, I thought you were talking about that show with the like the crazy looking kid, like she looked like from like based in like the Nazi.
Oh,
Nazi,
yeah, you're talking about Sonya or Saga of Tanya the Evil. Yeah, my Nazi lolly.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I thought that was what you was talking about at first for a second. Because like I thought that had to do with like reincarnations as well or something like that.
Trivia, thank you for the host, my boy. How you doing? Oh yeah, no, but Saga of Tanya the Evil, also fucking amazing. I was like, straight up, Saga of Tanya the Evil is also another dope one. But dude, I'm telling you, my dude, I was like, right now, To the Abandoned Sacred Beast is one that people should not be sleeping on. I'm telling you, it's sad that no one is hearing about it or even aware of it because of the fact that it's just so good. It is truly so good.
It's on CrunchyRoll, right?
Yeah, it's on CrunchyRoll. And if you got the VRV app, it's also on VRV. So you need to go and check it out. I'll tell you, people.
Is it like a shonen or is it more like darker?
It's darker. It's very dark. It's very dark. It's what are we talking about? A seinen. It's a seinen, straight out.
Seinen, okay.
Yeah, straight out.
I'm gonna add it to my queue. I'm gonna add it to the queue.
I'm telling you right now. I think it's on episode 10, 11.
Yes, 11 just dropped. Yeah, 11 just dropped.
Oh, Trivium. You made a new logo, mixer logo for yourself. I like that. Guys, if y'all don't see right here, right above me, that SP is actually the logo to the podcast that was done by the Soul King. And if you want any art done or commissions, make sure you follow him over on Twitter and Instagram, shameless plug, because the fact that the man does so much art. Literally, you're going to start seeing all of our other stuff here. You're going to see our chibi characters that he did for the show. And we have merch in the works, so you're going to see all of the art that he does for us up there. So make sure y'all do check that out, guys. Just saying. Now that little advertisement's over, right? Dude, trust me. I know you like seinens. Me and you both love seinens. We like our dark stuff. You know, we watched Gantz, we watched Berserk, and then of course we watched Terraformers and shit, right? Talk about space cockroaches. I was like, this is one of those ones that I know you would love and appreciate because of the fact that one, it's good story writing. I was like, it's gory, it doesn't hold back, but the characters are heartfelt as shit. I was like, I know you like really good character writing, and this one has really good characters.
I need something new to watch, so I'm probably gonna check it out tonight, honestly. So
yeah, so guys, if you haven't seen To the Abandoned Sacred Beast, make sure y'all go check that one out. It's so good. You will not be upset or mad that you did check it out. Trust me, you will not be at all. What's the word? You will not be disappointed. Yeah, disappointed. Yeah, you won't be disappointed. What else is going on that I've been keeping up with? Isekai Cheat Magician. Isekai Cheat Magician is another good one that I've been keeping up with. I really starting to like the story. Yeah, everyone's tired of isekais, but I think Isekai Cheat Magician is actually really good, and I'm really liking the way that it's been getting better over time. So it's good to see how that one's kind of been coming up more and more. And now that the story's the fighting's been getting progressive, and I'm starting to see how they're telling the story of it, and it's getting really good. I'm really starting to like it. It has its slow episodes, but I've definitely been feeling it, um, and that one's enjoyable. I'm really been excited mostly this season because of the fact that we finally got season 2 of Is It Wrong to Try and Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? I was like, I've been happy with Don Machi season 2 because of the fact that they went into two of the storylines that I've been waiting for the story arcs, which was the War Games arc against the Apollo Familia, even though that one they kind of rushed through really quickly, and now they're doing the Ishtar Familia story arc with everything that's going on in the Pleasure Quarter, and I'm liking how they're doing that so far because they're showing how the family is finally growing for Hestia and Belle. So I've been loving that. I haven't watched today's episode, and I haven't watched today's episode of Demon Slayer because Demon Slayer still the truth, still nothing. Demon Slayer is probably going to be one of the top animes of this year. I have to say that because the art style and what they have been doing at Ufotable, they have been
Funny
amazing.
thing, I stopped watching it. I've read it. I've read it like super far. I just stopped watching Demon Slayer. I need
Really?
to check it out again. Yeah, I need to check it out again. Man.
So, dude, the one part, right, that everyone loved. Be back soon. Busy night. Oh, you're in work. All right, cool trip. The biggest thing, right, that no one or anything, right, was so you since you're reading the manga, you know the when they were in the mountains, right, and they were fighting the spider people, right, from the lower five of the Kizukaki 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know the scene when is using
Oh,
the water breathing
oh,
techniques, and then he
oh, yeah.
remembers his.
I know. I confused. I'm sorry. I confused Demon Slayer with Goblin Slayer. I'm sorry. I do watch the anime. I
Oh,
watch
okay,
Demon
okay.
Slayer.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say Goblin Slayer. That anime was trash.
Yeah.
That was trash.
Yeah. So yeah, Demon Slayer. Yes, I'm caught up. That anime is definitely going to be probably the best one this year if My Hero succeeds with this this current arc that's coming up.
Yeah, even if My Hero takes over and is really successful with its new story arc, which is gonna be in 3 weeks, people, three
Yeah, but
fucking weeks.
Demon
It's
Demon
Demon
Slayer
Slayer.
has definitely made a name for itself.
Oh yes.
It's definitely like awards come back around. I guarantee it's going to win multiple awards for just the animation, the audio, like the
The
soundtrack.
music, the music.
It's and just like even the scene where you see the father dancing, that was just so good.
Yes.
And like
Seeing him do that ritual dance. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the ritual dance, and even like when the blend between CGI and just trying to make it look so like hand drawn it's amazing.
Ufotable was one of the first ones to use CGI back in the early 2000s and 90s, and they were actually the ones who kind of perfected that. And they were talking about how they made especially to see the kind of like work from them, right? Especially from Demon Slayer, how they created the room, right? The room was CGI when he was fighting one of the
Yep.
X12 Kazuki, and he's like making the room spin around. And what they did was they created that 3D model to make it look like it was spinning. So the room was spinning itself as a 3D model. And they hand drew and animated the scenes of showing him kind of flip around and jump through the environment. But you could not tell because of how good it looked. Like that
Yeah,
was amazing.
it's so good. You would think that the whole like scene is just hand drawn, like, and you wouldn't second guess it. You would not
Exactly.
second guess it.
And even if it did, like, you're just like, is that 3D? Or you're like, even if you were second guessing, if you weren't
You're
thinking it was all
thinking,
hand
yeah,
drawn, yeah, even if you're not thinking it's all hand drawn, you're like, is this all 3D? Does it look that good? Like, it was so well blended together. You didn't care if it was all hand drawn or all 3D. It looked perfect all the way around. And that's not even to go into the fact of how good their animation was, because of the fact that there's the one scene that the creator herself tweeted out that left her crying because of the fact of how praised it was being for that one episode and that how good the studio did. And that was when he was fighting the lower five, the spider child, right? And he switched from the water breathing technique with the water serpent, and he used the Hamashira dance breathing technique that his father did, and it went from water to fire, and you just saw how quickly it transitioned into it, and then how quickly and how smoothly that you saw the movements of him as he was dancing across the screen, cutting all of the red lines or the spider webs, and how it just looked so good up into the moment when the blade caught with the spider kid's with the spider kid, and then his sister Nezuko used her demon blood art. Like, dude, that whole scene was so beautiful. I cried.
Yeah,
I cried.
that one scene, I would definitely say it was way better than what it was in the manga. Like the anime scene destroyed the manga version. Like there were so many scenes that they added so much to that scene. It's crazy. Like they added so much in between, like him chasing them all throughout that point. It's amazing. Cause most of that stuff that you see is not in the manga. A lot of it is blacked out.
Yeah, and to see when you have people that or you have a studio that does that kind of stuff, right? That will literally go out and kind of push that and show the extent of how far that they can go with all that is amazing. It really shows the pressure and push of what they're able to do as a studio. Ufotable has really shown that they have amazing techniques and that they're a talented studio. And I've been in love with Demon Slayer. And I swear, if Demon Slayer does not get any recognition this year, especially from the Crunchyroll Awards, the Anime Awards, whatever is going to be coming out. Yes, we know that My Hero is always going to sweep, but if it does not even get a nomination or get any acknowledgement, I will be extremely upset. It's the same way that we said that if last year when we called that if Devilman Crybaby did not get recognized and did not win Anime of the Year, that it would be bullshit. And we called it way back in January after it premiered, and it won Anime of the Year because that anime absolutely deserved it because of the fact that it made you question your whole existence. But
Yeah, that was something different.
yeah,
And this is having the same effect. Like, you know, when Attack on Titan came out, it was this huge. This is kind of having that similar
that
effect.
massive hit.
And one thing that made, you know, that dropped the popularity of Attack on Titan was, you know, releasing season 2, which took years. So
Mm-hmm.
if Demon Slayer can come back with more seasons more frequently, I think it's going to be like extremely huge.
The only thing is, and I'll say this, is that a lot of people that I know who are reading the Demon Slayer manga says that's not going to be a wrong running series because they said that already where it is in chapter like 100 or something, that they're already
Hmm.
close to the end of the story because they're close to finding the main bad guy, which is uh, Muzan, I think his name.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, the anime Michael Jackson. That's what we're gonna call him. Yeah, they're close to
Yeah,
finding Michael Jackson straight up, and
yeah. So it's that's fine. It doesn't have to last
yeah,
forever.
it doesn't have to.
As long as they you know the story is great and everything is pretty like well rounded, I can't complain.
I agree. I agree. Honestly, even if this first season we're on episode 24, I don't know how long it's going to run unless it's going to be a weekly. Even if it does like what D Grayman did back in the day, which was a long series, right? Even if it runs the full 100 episodes, right, straight out next 2 years. If the manga ends within the next year or so, and they keep doing this right over the next time, and they get to the end, I think if they do it all in one go, and they make sure that they follow well enough with the manga, and the manga does get a good ending, and it stops, and they get to that point, I think that it would be perfect. I was like, it doesn't need to be like a lot of the massive shonens. Doesn't need to be like Dragon Ball. Doesn't need to be like Naruto. Doesn't need to be like Bleach or One Piece and go forever. I was like, if they have a solid endpoint and the story has a solid beginning and end, and they don't try to drag it out, like the author, I'm already giving her a lot of love because of the fact she already has a defined ending and knows that she wants to get there in a reasonable amount of time and not drag it out like a lot of others. I was like, if they can do that, I think that this will be one of the best animes out there. Similar to just like how Cowboy Bebop perfect pacing, perfect time, amount of episodes and stuff like that. Well done. Doesn't need anything more. Just like Trigun, just like a lot of the older ones, and then some of the newer ones that are going based off older manga series that have a beginning and end. I was like, they don't need to drag out forever.
Yeah, I agree. It's just we'll figure out how good it is by probably like next season. Yeah, if season two is really good, yeah, we can definitely almost like determine where it's going to be in like the top.
Oh yeah, definitely. It'll definitely determine where it's going to be. Other than Demon Slayer, what else am I keeping up with? Because that one was a whole other conversation, but run off from Don Machi. What else? What else? Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga has been another massive surprise hit this season because,
Fire,
dude,
fire.
you want a violent anime? You want a wonderful historic anime? Watch Vinland Saga. Why? Because who doesn't want to watch an anime about fucking Vikings?
Vikings, bro. And the funny thing about it, I'm such a huge fan of just like Viking and like their religion and their mythology and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I used to watch the show. I used to watch the show of Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings
on the History Channel.
was dope. I was like, Vikings
So
was
like,
dope.
so like even like when they like certain scenes where they go to London and like you see like like they're on the island and it's fortified and like they keeping like how it was historically. So it's pretty dope.
It's the same way with like For Honor. What made the Vikings as a group within For Honor so dope because of the fact that they followed the belief of the Nords and the Nordic were following that Norse mythology. And Vinland Saga absolutely does, and they throw a lot of history in there too because they have wonderful characters that are very prominent in Nordic history. You know, in the very beginning, who else do you see than the wonderful Scandinavian or Norwegian explorer himself, than Leif Erikson? Talking to the young boy about his journey that no one else seems to believe because the man was all about stories, right? But dude, Vinland Saga has been amazing. It has been dope. I was like, if you want an anime that's all about another wonderful culture, go check it out because it makes, dude, it does so much to show off the amazingness and history of Vikings in such a badass way. Because the fight scenes, dude, especially that first episode alone, dude, oh my god. The main character, he was murking dude straight up. The way that he was jumping from the boats and fighting them with his short sword and taking down and going through people's shields to get to them and just bashing them over the face with it, dude. It was so hardcore. Dude, Vinland Saga, I can gush about Vinland Saga because I love Vikings.
Sorry, I had to go, but yeah, Vinland Saga. That's probably my favorite anime right now. It's just so good, and you see how Thorfinn is just developing in front of us. It's really
yes, we're seeing the young boy.
Yeah, and then like all the names are like
Nordic.
historically correct.
Yep.
Everything Thorfinn, Ragnar, like it's and like they got Floki there, like
Floki, Leif Erikson, all of them.
I was like, man, I was like, yo, I'm a huge fan of just the Vikings, like in general. So like, I was like, this is dope, and like the animation, they bringing in top animators, like the scene, like just like from Attack on Titans, the scene where Levi is like, going through the town with his 3D maneuver gear. That guy who did that for one of the scenes with Thorfinn. It's just I can't get enough of that show, man.
Oh, dude, straight out. That show is something else, dude. It is absolutely wonderful and does not get enough recognition. Oh, I was gonna say this one and To the Abandoned Sacred Beast are the most like dismissed or not talked about show animes this season, and they need to be. Honestly, they absolutely need to be, and I'm glad that I'm watching these. All right, so if you want,
I would say Vinland Saga is getting a little bit of exposure, but because it's on Amazon Prime, it's not getting as much as it should. But yeah, this is how Berserk should have been.
Yeah.
But like,
well, I think Berserk's coming back, but yeah.
I hope, and it's hopefully by Wit Studio.
Yeah, right.
Somebody
by the right people, the right places. Let's be real. But man, dude, just Vinland Saga, To the Abandoned Sacred Beast. If you're not watching these, you need to go and watch them right now. If you got Amazon Prime, Go watch it. I was like, to the Abandoned Sacred Beast, you got Crunchyroll, you got Verve, go watch it. I was like, they're getting some occasional advertisement, but not as prominent as others. Go check it out, guys. I'm telling you. Other than that, the biggest ones out this season right now is if you like magical girls, right? If you like your magical girl, your Maho Shoujos, but you want them a little bit more hardcore and extreme, and you want to see some girls be badass and kick some ass, make sure that you're watching Simple Gear XR, I think is the current season. I like Simple Gear. I started watching it from the beginning, and I like it because one, the magical girl transformations in Simple Gear are so dope because of the fact that it isn't just your typical magical girl, right, or anything like that. No, these girls are straight hardened battle warriors, but when they transform, their outfits and their gear is based on music and stuff like that. It's all about music and sound and that kind of stuff, and it's so dope because of the fact that the animation for the transformation scenes alone is really well done, similar to like how it was way back in the day with like Sailor Moon and stuff, like really well animated transformation scenes. And then other than that, I've been rewatching Haikyuu because I love my volleyball playing baby boys because I'm excited for the new season coming out here soon next year. It better happen. I can't wait. Season 4 finally happened. It's been way too long. I miss my boys. I was like, I forgot how much that anime hurts my heart, especially the end of season 1. Uh, you know what I'm talking about. So you're the only one who watched that because the others are a bunch of frauds who don't respect sports animes.
What are you talking about?
Haikyuu.
Haikyuu, yeah, straight fire. Like, I don't understand why people are not watching this show because it's volleyball.
Yeah.
That's what I do not get. It has some of the best animation you will ever see.
Dude, and the matches get so
And
intense.
I be watching the matches like, bro, this is crazy. Like, cause like I used to like back in college, I used to like watch like girls play volleyball, and it's really good. And this is just like times 10.
Yeah, it makes you. The thing I've really noticed with how great sports animes have been getting better over the past few years and their writing and everything is that it gives me a bigger appreciation of it. Like, me, I'm a boxing fan. I grew up boxing. My dad was a boxer, stuff like that. Hajime no Ippo, classic boxing anime, right? Everyone loves Hajime no Ippo, right? You know what? When Megalobox came out, that was so well done because of the fact that yes, it gave it a unique spin with the futuristic aspect and them using the gears on them to fight, but it was still all heavily based on the training and the pursuit of a boxer wanting to be the best. And I loved it because Gearless Joe, that was the dude. His style, that was it right there. The music in that, so fire. Haikyuu has some of the best intensity when they're doing the matches because of the fact that you get to see the thoughts of every character and how they're all coming about. Like, who is it? The Libro for the Crows. I was like, he is so loud. It's so in your face, but his defense, dude. When you see him like realize that he's like, no, I can't do this.
The guy with like the tie dye, he like got like the yellow tint in his hair.
Yeah, the one little streak in the front.
Yeah, he is god tier. He's like he can almost like defend every ball. Like
yeah, and like
and he's so small.
He is, and that's what I love about it. Like when you were watching like one of the first games during the practice matches, or not the practice, when in the first tournament in season 1, right? And guys, this can't be spoilers because this has been around for a minute. I was like,
if you haven't watched it now, it's that's your fault.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, that's your fault. But I think it was like episode 17 when they were placing against Date, right? Date Yo or the Iron Wall, and you saw. You saw the tall boy trying to prove that he's still the ace, and when he smacked and got completely blocked, and he's like, no, he's like, not again, and you saw that he realized he couldn't reach it with his hands, and you see him just slide, he slides out his foot and blocked it.
Like, what? I was like, yeah, this. I like. At first, I thought I wasn't gonna like Haiku, but I was like, bro, this is something different. This is amazing.
Oh, dude, it was so good. Like, I love that scene, just seeing it over again, and he's just like, I'm not gonna reach it with my hands. And you see him twitching, and then out of nowhere, you just see him like spread out his leg and kick it back up, and he's just like, go for it. I'm just like, oh shit. He's like, I'm not gonna let it fall.
And like it's just like even the small thing is like it's crazy. They know how to animate running, jumping. They know how to animate so much stuff. It's really good. And like the perspective that they put the camera in sometimes when they reach for the ball, especially in that scene where he used his foot. The angle was just crazy. Hey, I was like,
Because
wow.
you have that like front but like off centered angle, so that way you saw him just like a little bit off kilter, and you see the foot right at the prominent when he kicks it right back up.
Yeah, I
Like
was
that was
like, this
amazing.
is crazy, bro. Like,
And it's the same with like every time you see Hinata run, he goes to use those like super
yes.
fast quicks that he does with Kageyama, right? When he sits there and you just see him like take off and they move and animate that super fast blur that no one else is able to react to, and you just see him like
I, you
spike
know,
it.
you know the funny thing about it. I even like the scene where they showing the like just the crow, and they're like they're getting
Oh
prepared
yeah.
for battle and stuff like that. It's just I like everything about that anime. I can't. There's nothing about that
Yes,
I
that
hate.
that very first episode when they're just like we're showing what that everyone's just like we're not the fallen crows anymore, and they're like he not to show off, and you see him like moving in slow motion. He spreads his arms behind him before he jumps, and you just see the image of the crow fly. Like, oh, dude, it was so good. I love the symbology in that series, guys. If you're not watching Haikyuu, go watch it. The first 3 seasons, you can find it right now on all streaming platforms. Go watch it. Get psyched for season 4, which is coming out sometime next year. I'm telling y'all need to watch it. Y'all need to see the truth. I was like, sports animes have really made a name for themselves, really, because when they're well done and they make it feel like a battle shonen and it gets your like heart pumping, dude. I'm just like, oh, I can't
Yeah,
wait.
yeah. If you're not watching sports anime, you're missing out. Especially because you feel some type of way about the sport that they're doing.
Yeah.
So
Like I watched Hinomaru Sumo, right? So Hinomaru Sumo completely went.
sumo that was fire. And then
Yes.
did you ever watch the I forgot what the anime was called. It was about rugby though.
I know which
Oh,
one you're talking about. I haven't seen that one, but dude, Hinomaru Sumo. I watched that whole series. I binge watched it as soon as I saw the first episode because it made me respect sumo wrestling so much. But dude, the animation, the fights, the intensity, and how everyone had these different styles and the way that they had these super techniques was so hardcore.
and like I don't know why you're not watching this, man. It's that's crazy about
Dude,
y'all, man.
Hinomaru Sumo I absolutely recommend because dude, I that made me like want to start practicing the stretches that they do because those dude sumo wrestlers, the stuff that they put their body through to build up the muscle and the techniques, dude, is something intense. That is no joke.
Yeah, I would say yeah, and like even the main character is Hinomaru, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
Hinomaru.
I'm like just the scars he got on his body. I was like, this
That
man crazy. He got
yeah,
the
the
two scars on
face,
his
yeah,
shoulders.
the shoulder,
Yeah,
the one on his face, and then the ones on his back. Oh, dude, it's hardcore. Oh man. All right, I think we gushed enough about what we've been watching lately. Let's get into these topics, right? I know people want to see what news we got. They can see some of what we got here in the background, right? We got plenty to talk about. So, guys, let's go ahead and tell y'all what we're going to talk about. And the first thing that we're going to talk about, if you can't tell from the title of the actual show, one, Viz Media and CrunchyRoll actually recently announced a new partnership. And I find that to be very interesting. And it's not just Viz Media specifically here in the US. No, it's Viz Media Europe. So it's interesting to see that Viz is actually announcing a partnership with Crunchyroll with the fact that they're going to bring Crunchyroll's platform as well as Vid Media Europe's groups and networks and partners and all that together, so that way all of Viz's all the stuff that they own the rights and licenses to, all the stuff that they stream is now going to be available with Crunchyroll, and I believe that all of Crunchyroll's library is going to be partnered with them, and I think it's going to be still through Crunchyroll's library or I think it's going to be through the VRV platform there in Europe, so that way it's easy to have access to both of them. And this is actually really interesting because we've seen that Crunchyroll has been kind of in the center of a lot of bad partnerships and cutting ties with partnerships, and then also building new partnerships with a lot of others. We all know about the fallout between Crunchyroll and Funimation last year when Funimation had announced that they were leaving VRV and all that because Funimation uh, had their own streaming platform. It wasn't as popular, not really growing as much, and they were getting attention mainly because of VRV and Crunchyroll. But they decided that they wanted to kind of do things on their own. So now we're seeing that Viz is kind of on the opposite side and be like, yeah, we can do it. We'll do it. So you see that they're partnering up with them because we've seen a lot of smaller other networks and stuff like that kind of partner up with Crunchyroll. But it's interesting to see one as big as like Viz really coming through and joining in on them. It gives Viz a little bit of a stake with the relationship with Crunchyroll and stuff like that, because one, Crunchyroll is going to be the now majority investor in Viz, uh, and they're going to have a little bit of a, and the other companies that were already owning stock within Viz are still going to retain minority stake in the company. So it's interesting to read, and I don't know if anyone read or heard of this. I could read some of the quotes here. I'll at least read from the general manager of Crunchyroll on what they say here, and this is from Joan Wage, who is the general manager of Crunchyroll, who said this: Crunchyroll and Viz Media Europe will bring together significant expertise, capabilities, and dedication to grow and promote our respective licensed and original content. We look forward to learning from all and collaborating with our new colleagues in Paris, Lausanne, and Berlin so we can continuously create the most engaging experiences for anime and manga communities around the world. So, I find this interesting, like I said, because we've been seeing like Crunchyroll lose a lot of partnerships with some companies and then build partnerships with new ones. And for them to do it with Viz, especially their media in Europe, kind of shows that one, that the anime industry in Europe has been so kind of all over the place because there's like so many networks out there and they have licenses all over the place, but not a lot of them are really making it or really have the presence that we see at least known with Crunchyroll. And Crunchyroll has a lot of issues of some other shows not having licenses or being able to be played in these other countries, right? So I think this helps kind of give them that branching reach to be able to take what licenses they have and actually be able to legally stream these licenses in these countries because they have that ability now. So what are your thoughts on this?
I really don't care about it. I'm be honest with you. Like I guess it's dope or whatever, but like I don't know. I really don't have opinion on this stuff. Just keep bringing out good anime. That's about it.
Crunchyroll, fix your damn website. God damn it. I was like, I pay for this shit because it's the way that I'm able to watch stuff out at work and other places.
But like, does this mean like like more like like more countries and everything have like? Cause I heard like there is problem like other countries like actually seeing content on like Crunchyroll and like Funimation and stuff like that. Does this mean like they're like these people are gonna see like more content or whatnot?
Yes, because a lot of the licenses and animes that are only in Crunchyroll aren't available to other countries, even though some people are subscribed to Crunchyroll and VRV and all that stuff. But now it looks like this is going to help them be able to bring some of that content to other countries and stuff like that because of the partnership with the fact that they'll have media groups and stuff already set there. So it allows them to extend their license and things of that nature to more countries, as well as picking up what licenses Viz Media has there from their European side. So any of the licenses for anything that they have there, they'll be able to stream as well and bring that over this way.
I would say, well, at the end of the day, it's good overall. So like, it gives the studio more money and stuff like that, and it gives the creators and everything a bigger reach and a bigger fan base. So
Yeah.
I I don't see any negative to it. So
Yeah, the biggest thing about this though is the biggest thing that's kind of good about this is that hopefully that this one Viz Media is a really big manga distributor because that's the one thing that Viz always has going for them is that they're a massive manga distributor. So this allows them to get more licenses to their catalog of mangas to be able to go through like Crunchyroll Premium and stuff like that, and hopefully that also hopefully Verb has a way to like incorporate that of the Crunchyroll Premium and have like a manga section or whatever on that one app, so that way if you have uh, that, because I know if you have VRV it gives you Crunchyroll Premium if you tie your Crunchyroll account to them, so that way you can read that manga and get that kind of stuff because Viz is the ones who do have the licenses for like Tokyo Ghoul, OPM, Seraph of the End, and Blue Exorcist.
don't they have it for like My Hero too and stuff like that?
Yes, Viz also has My Hero, and they also
Their
have stuff.
catalog is Yeah, their catalog is getting pretty good. They got like My Hero. They got some new manga I've been hearing about called Chainsaw Man,
Yeah,
uh, Jujutsu Kaisen, etc.
yeah. It's definitely something that's really good to see that that's starting to make a comeback. So I'm really happy for this. But again, Crunchyroll, fix your shit before you do anything else. That's all I'm saying. I was like, I'm tired of having to fight with the damn shit because of the fact that it's never always good and things like that. But, you know, if they can at least make their... Because here's the thing, right? Here's my biggest complaint with like Crunchyroll Premium and VRV is that they're optimized for PC and streaming on your computer. Their mobile apps suck ass. They don't work on... They don't work well on tablet. They don't work well on phone. They certainly don't work well on consoles like Xbox and PlayStation and stuff like that. Optimize your shit. Make the searches better. Make finding your favorites and your whole playlist. Allow me to organize that and get that in order. I was like, it's so haphazard right now. It's annoying. Like, especially when I'm keeping up with the current running shows and I have some older shows, and that if I watched an episode of like, and I saw the whole season, but sometimes it'll go back and restart an episode that's like in the middle of the season because of the fact that it accidentally rewound like 2 minutes and it keeps showing up and I have to go and clear everything out. Fix that. God damn it, fix it.
Yeah. Crunchyroll is pretty outdated. They like, I don't understand like many of these, anime streaming sites or whatever. Y'all need a skip intro. And you guys need a like continue to play as well as a lot of like that's like to continue watching. I'm sorry, and I don't understand. Like I watch Crunchyroll on my Roku smart TV and whatnot. The app is definitely trash. It's complete and utter trash.
Yeah,
but,
like
you have to deal with it. So,
and what's even worse, right, is that like sometimes even their fast forward and rewind mess up so
terrible.
much when it messes up and then it ends up going back to where you started when you first opened up the video and stuff like that, and that annoys me because sometimes I'm like, look, I'm just trying to get to this point right here and then fast forward a little bit and then it's just like, well, you started at 2 minutes and you're trying to skip all the way to 7, then you skipped ahead, we're just gonna put you at 2 minutes and just start from there. I'm just like, god damn it, stop it.
Yeah, their buffering, their buffering system or their video player that they use is not good.
It is annoying, it is garbage, and they need to fix it. I was like, the biggest things that they need to do is revamp their PC. I'll say, like I said, it's optimized for PC only. I was like, it's always been optimized for PC, and that annoys me. I was like, but they fixed that, and fix the playlists, fix the watch list, allow me to choose what I want to show up in my watch list and stuff like that from my recently watched, if I want to continue from there, or anything that's out of my backlog in the watch list of being shown. But stop showing me like the one episode after I finish the whole series that it's like, hey, guess what? It accidentally rewound to the halfway point in episode 5 and you just finished episode 24. Do you want this to still stay in your continue to watch? No, I don't. I did not. I watched episode 24. Why the hell do I want to go back and rewatch episode 5 because you messed up? That's what angers me about it. I was like, that's the biggest thing. And you're right. They don't have a skip intro, but Netflix has a skip intro for everything. You know how great that is?
I was saying, I think even
I think Hulu
DC streaming.
Yeah, DC has one.
Streaming has it, I think.
Like come
you
on.
Have it, something's wrong.
When you have as many series as you do, and some of them are long running, and some of them have multiple seasons, and people want to sit down and watch it, don't make us have to watch 3 minutes of an intro every time or have to skip around and try and find it. Luckily for me, I know how long most anime intros are. And I was like, and I'm able to hit the skip button just enough times to be able to get it right there.
Yeah, I just guess a lot of time. Like it's just small features like that, like skip intro, and also like maybe like I also like the feature where it just skips the outro like a lot, like on Netflix. You just go straight to the next episode immediately. I don't want to watch the whole outro, the whole ending of the episode. Just throw me into the next episode so I can keep it pushing.
Miss Punk, yeah, you're absolutely right. So Miss Punk said, look at how long that skip intro took to end up on Netflix. So, and you're not wrong, but that was something that people were complaining about. It was new. Yeah, but people complained about it, and they did it. And then as soon as they did it, a lot of people were just like, oh man, this makes binge watching stuff so easier. And then a lot of others follow suit. Crunchyroll has been the king, and this is no joke. They've been the king of the anime streaming services they're the ones who should be paving the way and should be doing stuff like that. Why are they not doing anything? Because of the fact that they're sitting around saying, look, we're making all the money because no one else has the kind of licenses or content that we have. And you know what? Piss off everyone else. And it's annoying. It's those little things that could help out. And he's right. Like, Netflix has it. Hulu has it. DC has it. Funimation has it. Is that when the outro song starts, it automatically shrinks. And it's like, hey, starting next episode in 20 seconds or 15 seconds, however long they have. And it'll play the song. And the only time that they don't do it is specifically where the ending theme starts early. Like, you're talking about how most episodes are 23 minutes. It starts at 19 minutes and then runs to 21. And then you have a whole extra minute and a half of a special scene after the credits, which happens in some shows every few episodes. I was like, so that's understandable why they wouldn't do it there. But on animes where the end theme is literally the end of the episode, why don't they automatically get ready to hit the load up into the next
episode, like 3, 2, 1, like, go to the next episode, like a countdown, like Netflix does. Like, and also what she said, Miss Punks, she said, so why aren't they stepping it up? Honestly, I just think they just want to collect as much money as they want, and they don't want to improve on their platform.
And that's the worst part of it, right? That's the worst part of it, is that they're not stepping up. They should be. I was like, they're the one. All the other streaming services try to do their own thing. Everyone goes to CrunchyRoll. Everyone goes to VRV, because VRV being run through CrunchyRoll, it has all of their stuff, right? And then it has their subs, all their dubs, and then now they have all their partnerships through VRV, which is also making a lot of money, right? Because you have Rooster Teeth on there. You have High Dive, which I've met the people from High Dive. They're amazing, right? I really do love the guys from High Dive and all that. And they have a lot of dubbed anime and stuff like that on there, and a lot of animes that no one else is watching. Of course, they also have Rooster Teeth with them. They have Mondo Media with them. They have the Nerdist channel with them. They have so many people, like, partnerships wise, but they're not improving their platform, and that's the worst part. Exactly. They need. Verb has the dubs, and that's specifically with High Dive. But Funimation or Crunchyroll has some dubs. But yeah, they do need a good market competition. However, most other it's hard because of the fact that they have the stranglehold.
Crunchyroll focuses solely on anime. Like, there's we got Hulu, we got Netflix, we got Amazon, etc. But they have multiple different types of films and shows. I don't see another platform trying as hard as Crunchyroll to like put like their foothold on anime as much.
And the worst part of it, right? The worst part about it is that even if there was a company that came out for market competition for anime streaming, most of them don't have the catalog that Funimation or that Crunchyroll has. And the worst part about it is that Crunchyroll can sometimes get exclusives first, and you'd have to wait several weeks before those shows come out on other platforms because they have the money. I was like,
even if that this competitor has to have money and like so much resources.
Yeah, that's why Funimation
just trying to grab exclusives.
Yeah, that's why Funimation, while they're the big streaming service here in the U.S. for dubs, they don't have half the catalog that Crunchyroll is. I was like, but they're trying to do their own thing, but they're not going to get subs, and their dubs were weeks behind, behind, and that's
like Funimation is trying to hold their catalog up by like My Hero or Dragon Ball or Super or whatever. That's not going to work because it takes too long. So.
And look at how long Dragon Ball Super was behind as a dub. They ended up falling behind. Finished. Yeah, they barely just finished, and Dragon Ball Super ended all the way back in March. I was like, they fell off several weeks because of the fact that, like, hey, the dub has to be put on hold and stuff like that. And then they're coming back months later and like, all right, we can start up again. They're behind. That's the issue with dubs, is that they're weeks behind, and not only they're only able to get the big names that everyone's typically watching in sub. I was like, and that's what hurts them.
And like, because they always got to have the I forgot the voice actor for Vegeta. Or
Chris Sabat. Yeah, Chris Sabat.
Or Sean Sam or somebody. Like, they have to have like so many like
they're big names,
huge names. Like I don't. That's the main reason. I don't want to watch an anime where everybody sounds like Vegeta and Goku.
Luckily, Sean Shamel doesn't do anyone else but Goku. But yeah, Chris Sabat, I'll say Chris Sabat, talented, but you can hear the similarities in his voices, whether he's playing as Vegeta or he's playing as All Might, or if you want to look at him as who's it? Strongman or not strong? He was in Full Metal. Why can't I think of his name?
Um, I'm gonna look
Strong
it up.
arm, strong arm, stronghold.
Um,
I can't remember. I was like, it's slipped my mind. But you know who I'm talking about.
you talking
Uh,
about the guy that's always flexing in like I know
yeah,
who you talking
yeah,
about.
the
Yeah.
bald guy with the one little hair and he's got the massive mustache.
What is his name? That is terrible.
It's gonna bother me. But yeah, they all have those similarities in his voice, and that's because Sabat has a very natural inflection that's recognizable. You know, you can tell a lot of voice actors because some
it
of them.
it is Alex Lewis strong arm.
Oh, yeah,
strong Armstrong.
Armstrong. Oh,
Armstrong.
I'll say strong
Okay.
arm. Yeah, Armstrong. Yeah, there
Yeah.
we go. But yeah, it's all the same. That's what hurts it, right? That's really what hurts uh, all of this, and that's sad to see, right? Um, that they can't get that there's no competition, so it's not driving them to improve. I was like, honestly, I'd be more willing to use VRV a lot more as if one, it was optimized on other platforms for its mobile for all its apps on mobile devices such as phones and tablets or on console because sometimes when I'm on my Xbox, I don't want to play games. Sometimes I want to watch anime, but I don't like using the VRV app or the CrunchyRoll app because it sucks ass and it always pisses me off. So I end up using it on my phone so I can literally watch it in bed. But then the app on my phone ends up being stupid. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not watching anime. Fuck this. I'm going to bed. And it gets to me because the fact that's just like, come on. If you're gonna be the market leader, I was like, do something to prove why you're the market leader. Yes, I see that you said it to him, but yeah, Jay, VRV is a separate app. Go to vrv.co, and that's their website, separate from Crunchyroll. But you can tie your Crunchyroll account to them, and it'll pair all your stuff together. But I just hope that with them now getting the massive amounts of catalog from Viz for their manga and stuff like that, that they at least make an attempt to try and be better. That they try to do more. Like if they do that, then I honestly feel like that this will be much better output than everything before. That's just me though.
Yeah, I hope so. Like they are trying other things. Like I respect them for creating a convention and stuff like that, awards and stuff. But like they definitely need to improve on that. Their app and their platform.
Absolutely, they do. I was like, if they don't improve on it, I think that's what's. It's not gonna hurt them, but a lot of people's trust in them is gonna be a lot more. Not.
It's just annoying because more people are going to start to realize like their platform is just is so outdated,
Yeah.
especially for just what we have seen like so far.
Yeah, and this is what caused the rise in pirate culture and pirating, and it's sad to
Yep.
say, but this is the reason why pirating is such a big prominent issue in the anime and manga industry. It's because of the fact that pirating is not an issue of content; it's an issue of services. When the service is not good, people are going to find another way around that service to get what they want. And that's what rose to the rise of pirating websites in both anime and manga. And I talked about this months ago. If you, for those who are on watching us from YouTube, I made a video talking about this issue and breaking down some of the facts months ago, especially when the anime the pirate the pirating community spoke out openly about this and talking about how Japan and the government has been trying to make a heavy hand about stopping them, but there was a reason why that is, and I talked about my thoughts on it. I was like, so if y'all want to see that, make sure y'all go and check that out on the YouTube side of things, right? What the fuck is that shit? Anyways, uh, yeah, I just hope that all this kind of helps to push them to be a little bit better and do a little bit more because if it does, then it'll be worth it. But until then, I don't know, man. I don't know.
We can
But
only wait. That's
we
all we can do. Just wait.
we can only wait and hope. I was like, I want them to be better. I really do want them to be better. Now, other than that, guys, next thing right here that we have, because that was actually a very long topic. I'm kind of glad that that was a deep conversation because that was a really good one, right?
Yeah.
The next thing that we got here for you guys is for those obviously that you can see here, the new trailer for season 4 of Food Wars finally drops, and oh man, that trailer has me so excited. I can't wait for it to get off because the way season 3 ended, the way that Soma and Nakari are both setting up to take down and go against the entire school because of her father and take down his top, right? And how it's just the four of them against the four others. Oh, dude, I can't wait to see that showdown because it's going to be so good. But they finally also announced the date, and it's coming so soon. October 12th, it's going to be in the fall season of anime, and that has me so excited that it's coming out so soon because that means just this fall season, oh, it's going to be so packed. It's going to be so packed because you got the return of My Hero, you got Food Wars season 4 now coming out, as well as some other smaller shows, as well as some big names coming too. And this just literally has me all giddy for that. So, did you watch the trailer for Food Wars? And if you did, are you excited for this new season?
I am sorry. I have like the funny thing about Food War. I can't. It's not that I don't like it. I just can't watch it because it's about food. So
He's like, I can't watch that food. It's too much for me.
it's just it's gonna make me hungry. I can't watch it. Like so, I don't even try it.
Oh no,
Like,
dude.
but I heard good things about Food Wars. So there's no hate towards it. It's just when something is about I can't watch food shows or anything like that. So like I know I can't watch a food anime for sure. So
Yeah, but dude, straight up, I can't wait. Like the fall season is gonna be packed, and we're gonna be doing. I think in like 2 weeks, we're right before the fall season starts. We're gonna talk about all the shows that are coming out in the fall season, and trust me, guys, this season is gonna be packed, and I can't wait for you guys.
yeah, I'm gonna be no life in it. Just watching shows for like one day straight and then playing the game next day. And
Yeah,
then
gonna
it's just gonna
have
be
to
a lot.
alternate. He's gonna have to balance it all out. Gonna have to balance it
Exactly.
all out. But guys, trust me, I'm excited for Food Wars. I love Food Wars, and I call it food porn because that food, oh, delicious. And
See,
and a
see, that's
friend,
why I can't watch it,
no,
man.
but a friend of mine actually is a chef, and he actually spent time in Japan when he was in the military, and he learned how to make some of that food. Oh, it's so good. Especially when he has to, it's actually got me to improve on my cooking a lot. So I took a lot of techniques and stuff that I learned from there, and used it to get experimental with my cooking, and oh, it's so worth it, right? It's so good. But man, literally, you want to talk about people having, if you want to talk about actual food gasms, this is exactly what that show does. Shows people eating delicious food and having food gasms, straight out, no lie, no cap, all truth. So guys, trust me, there's a lot of goodness to this show, but I can't wait for season 4. October 12th, fall season is gonna be stacked. I'm hella hyped for it. Dude, it's gonna be so good. And it's coming out with the I think they showed it off with the announcement of the promotional poster for the series, and it's dude, it's just gonna be something cool. I can't wait for it. Just I'm glad that this is one of those series that keep getting coming back at least every year or every few seasons over the past few years, and I'm excited for it because it's getting good where it is right now in the storyline. But from Food Wars, as you can see over here, that we have here on the forefront, the one that was a massive surprise. Actually, it wasn't no surprise that it was going to get another season, but the announcement of what that new season entailed actually was a surprise. So as you can see here, guys, if anyone hasn't seen this anime, you need to. Rising of the Shield Hero. Rising of the Shield Hero is another one of those animes that needs to get recognized because man, do they flip the isekai on its head as well as how they treat the MC. Bruh, you want to talk about a come up story of bullshit and vengeance? Rising of the Shield Hero is that show because that show, the animation was dope, the fight scenes were dope, and the storytelling of what they did to the boy Naofumi was hella dope because he takes no bullshit after they fucked him in the beginning of that series. But Crunchyroll and the studio actually announced that it was getting a second season, which was no surprise because it absolutely left off at a wonderful part at the end of season 1. But not only that, they announced season 2 and season 3, which is interesting because very, very few animes get announced for multiple seasons back to back that are going to be coming shortly together. just shortly after one another. It's not something that happens very often for any, and I mean any anime. And this one actually is very well along in the manga. I've actually been reading the manga, so I know where it is, and I know where it could end for a season 3, knowing where it ended for season 1 and how long season 1 was. But the fact that it is now that they're working through season 2, I know where season 2 could really go through. But where season 3 can start, that's depending on where things are. I don't know, because in the promotional picture that they showed, where they showed the visual novel, that's gonna or the visual key for season 2. I know where that is because that's currently where it is in the manga. I was like, I know exactly where that is, and I can't wait to get to that part in the story. But after that, I don't know where it can go for season 3. I was just completely caught off guard that they announced both season 2 and season 3 back to back. Season 2 absolutely deserves to be confirmed because that is such a great series. And I'm excited for what season 3 is going to entail. Or season 2 is going to entail. But season 3 has me completely caught off guard about that. So, did you watch season 1 of Shield Hero? What were your thoughts? And how do you feel about them announcing both season 2 and 3 back to back?
Well, yeah, announcing season 2, season 3. That's something crazy. I know that for damn sure. But I definitely haven't. I had it in my queue for a while. I just never had the chance to like check it out. So I'm probably gonna definitely check it out. When is Do you know when season 2 is dropping?
Season 2 is announced to be dropping. Where did they show?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to
They did not say when it was coming out. Alan, thank you for the host, my boy. They did not say when season 2 is going to be starting. So I would assume more than likely, since it just officially confirmed production during the panel at CrunchyRoll Expo earlier this month, I would say probably looking around spring season, possibly. So probably around March of next year when the spring season kicks off that we'll see season 2.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I need some more stuff to watch anyway, so.
Yeah, so I definitely loved Rising of the Shield Hero. So make sure that you check this out because it was so dope. Was dude. You want to talk about a series that'll make you mad about how they treat the main character? This is one of those ones that like when he has his chance to do a lot of shit, you're like fucking do it, just get him, just get your revenge. But just seeing how Naofumi handles it, like it's so satisfying, man. Talk about a man who can get his revenge in the best ways. Love it. I was like, you thought it was. I was like, you thought Gats had it bad. They did some pretty messed up things to the boy Naofumi. I'm telling you, you'll like this one.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah. I say I love me and Soul here have a love of characters that are completely like scarred and screwed over and their things. So I love when I find one that's like that. I'm just like, yo, so watch this, and then he comes back after watching the whole series. He's like, yo, you were right. I'm just like, I know because me and you think the same. That's why every time we convince the boy to one of our podcast brothers when we tell Operation and tell him to watch a series, and when I'm not just telling him because he's just like, dude, you like everything. I was like, yeah, because I have a wide taste. I have class. But when I tell him to watch something, and then Souls is like, no, listen to Bloody, watch it. And then he comes back after a week. He's just like, yo, you guys are right. I was like, you're damn right we right. Because he said it, and I told you, listen to me. But when Soul says it, that absolutely means it's true. I was like, no one ever believes us.
You just gotta listen, man.
Gotta listen. Gotta listen up. When we talk about anime, we know what we talking about. Oh man, it's crazy. All I want to know is I'm excited that season 2 and season 3 got announced for Shield Hero. I was like, and that they confirmed it at the Crunchyroll Expo panel. It definitely deserves it. I can't wait for it. I was like, so I'm hyped. I was like, I hope we see an announcement for season 2. Like I said, I'm guessing spring season if it's just confirmed that it's in production because that would make sense. Unless they want to do it in the winter season in January, which I don't think they would. But if we do see an announcement for that, we'll probably see that come November time around there. But more than likely, I'm going to say it's going to come more likely in spring season. So, guys, be on the lookout for that. If you haven't watched season 1, go watch it right now. You can watch the whole thing. Alan, how you doing? How is everyone else doing? I hope y'all are all doing wonderful today and tonight, stopping by with us. Our next topic is actually another isekai because isekais are great. But this one, I actually started reading the manga because the manga just started, and the fact that it got confirmed for an anime so quickly is a sign because the story and the way that they tell this one is unique, right? So we all know the aspects of isekais. You know, character gets teleported to another world. Sometimes they're typically overpowered, and then just stuff happens from there. And sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's boring, sometimes it is what it is, right? Well, this one is interesting because this one is called "The Hero is Overpowered but Overly Cautious." And I like the way that they approach it is because of the fact that the main character gets summoned by an angel to help defend and save a world. And when she finds him, he has the most overpowered and super stats available. But what she didn't fail to realize is that one of his traits that when she saw him is that he's overly cautious. And I'm talking about a man who knows that he can win anything, but he literally takes the time to plan out everything to like the highest extent to have some sort of super plan set aside. And it's funny because the fact that the way he treats everyone, I was just like, oh man, you're a dick. But when you see why he does that to literally give a certain aspect to himself, you're like, oh dude, this is actually really good. And I'm excited that this is getting that this has got an anime so quickly. But the biggest thing about it is that it is going to be coming out here soon. This is actually going to be debuting in the fall season on October 2nd, which has me excited. But the fact is, like, the manga's still so short and only a few chapters in right now. So I just wondering how if the manga writer is going to start stepping up and putting it out weekly because I believe it was monthly for a bit, or if they're going to be writing with the anime team and guide them on the story while they do it every week or so. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. What are your thoughts on this announcement, dude?
Oh yeah, I just looked at the preview. I have like I really don't have any idea what that show is going to really be about. What is it like? Is it like a dungeon slayer type anime or?
No, it's gonna be another isekai. So it's gonna be like another teleport to another world, similar with like isekai cheat magician stuff like that. But
Okay, but you said it comes out in this fall.
yeah, it's coming out this fall and this fall season, which surprises
Oh
the hell out of me.
yeah, well hopefully yeah, like you said, hopefully you know the creator is working with the anime team studio and they get it right. So I wish they showed more in the preview so I can actually like see what's happening and stuff like that. But from what I've seen, it looks okay. So
Yeah, yeah. I was like I said, I like the way that it's gonna come out because of the fact that I'm excited for it, because of the fact of how it looks and the story and how they're changing up the isekai aspect of it being teleported to another world and stuff like that. But specifically the fact of how they're also doing it with just how the main character is that yes he's overpowered like in most isekais, but his thought process on everything is much different.
okay,
So it's gonna be interesting for sure how everything all plays out. So I'm excited for it. I'm just surprised that it's coming out so quickly. So I really hope that that with this all that the creator is working with the anime studio to kind of help with the story since there's only so many chapters and out right now for the series. So I really hope that they kind of step it all up and things like that. That's just me.
yeah,
All right. So with that, our next topic is gonna hop on over, and what we got here is actually speaking of pirating, right? Because pirating is such a hot issue that we all love to talk about and stuff like that. Um, the big pirating manga site, MangaRock, actually got shut down. And if you didn't know about that, it's kind of crazy because MangaRock was the go to or manga site to read on the go, right? To read all the animes because they were always caught up. They were always a few days after a series came out. They had a lot of teams that were working on translations and stuff like that. But here's the issue on why it got shut down. It got shut down because of the fact that they try to make a paid subscription on their site. And that's a no-no. That's a massive fucking no-no. Listen, everyone's used pirated sites. We don't advocate for it, but I was like, everyone has done it. And there's a reason that pirating is so big is because of services. If you're gonna do that, we understand that y'all are trying to support yourselves by blasting ads all over the web page, right? You do what you got to do to make sure that y'all can get something to kind of help run the site. But don't you dare for a second think that you could get away by making a paid subscription service off of someone else's stuff and that you are not going to be gunned down for it. Because one, that's taking money away from the manga artists and the creators and the publishers. Yeah, we could say what we want about the publishers, but it's about the creators. There's a reason that merchandise is the big selling point to support those creators. I was like, we've all done it. I was like, everyone's used pirated sites and stuff like that. Let's not try to kid ourselves. Everyone try to find something early. But the aspect is, even though some people have used it, you still go out and support those creators. I've personally bought multiple manga sets for mangas and series that I love. I started building up my Blu-ray set. The only issue I have with buying the Blu-ray sets is because of the fact that them goddamn Blu-rays are overpriced as shit and only have 4 episodes on them because they do all this little parsed out. Hey, you know what? Here's the season, but disc 1 has episode 1 through 4 and it's $30. Disc 2 has episode 5 through 8 and it's also $30. No, don't do that shit. All right, that's annoying. Blu-rays can hold that entire series. You give me the entire series on one disc, yeah, I'll pay $25-$30. All right, but I'm not gonna pay $30 4 times for a series that's 12 to 16 episodes. But I will go out and drop $120 on a full box set of the mangas because of the fact that manga has a whole series. Because I dropped $120 getting the whole Battle Angel Alita series. I'm about to drop another $120 to buy the whole box set of Akira. You support those creators the right way, even if you're using these sites. But these sites need to not push their luck by trying to get subscriptions and people to pay to use those sites. Because that's when you fuck up. That is really, truly when you mess up hardcore. And there's a reason that MangaRock got shut down. There's a reason.
I don't actually know if MangaRock is shut down because I'm actually like I'm looking at it right now. Like I'm on their website.
No,
and everything,
they're getting shut down. They're having to close up.
Okay.
Because they got called out for the fact that they were charging for a subscription, and they were being criticized for the distribution of someone else's work and stuff like that. I was like, they got really, really bad and a little bit too much ingredient involved in it, and it hurt them. They got called on it, and it got to them. I was like, it's the same thing when pirated anime sites try to do that kind of stuff to clear out all the ads and stuff on their website. It's like, no. I was like, just don't put so many goddamn pop-ups on your website. Every time I hit the play button and another one pops up. There's a reason a lot of people use ad blockers, and then you're going to get mad at us that we're using ad blockers and stuff like that. It's crazy. What are your thoughts on them? Did you read the article about why they're getting closed down because of all of this?
Yeah, like they try to put some, a manga behind a subscription at like $5 or like $10.
Yeah,
they started to get closed out. I mean, they started to get called out and stuff like that. But I don't like really see anything about when or like if they're closing or not. That's the funny because everything is still up. They're still posting like very recent like issues of manga and whatnot. So I don't know.
Yeah. Let's say because they were a supported app, right? They were a supported app, and things like that. I use MangaRock. Uh,
I think after their apology, they're not getting shut down anymore. Honestly, so like, cause they're like they got so many like recent like updates, but even like popular like issues from Fire Force and stuff like that.
yeah.
So
I don't know. I just it's kind of crazy that with all this, I was like, they may have got not closed down, or they may have been
yeah,
able
I
to.
would say they at the end of the day they did deserve to get called out because they were trying to skim off the top because they were trying to lock stuff behind a paywall that they do not own.
Yeah,
And everybody, and the thing about it is, everybody that's involved inside of Manga Rock, they're like volunteers or they're just people who just love like the art form or just like the creators, and they decide to do the translations and all that themselves. So
yeah. But that kind of goes to the point of you know when are fan sites and sites like this with these translations, because these are all fan translations, right? They're using
yeah,
we're using fans who understand the language to translate and help give an idea. When does that push too far from the official, and when are y'all really kind of skirting the line and able to get away with stuff like that? That's what hurts these aspects every once in a while. So it's kind of crazy that this is what happened. But
Eh,
it,
well, almost every like free site, every like free like manga site or they all at least try it. They all
and they all
think
get
that
called
they
out on
can.
it, yeah.
Yeah, so
And that's what happens with it, is that when they try to
some
push their
yeah.
luck, when they try to push their luck on it, that it hurts them after a while, and then they're gonna get called out on it.
Yeah, and they regret it every time. Some people think that like they're so above it. So
Yep, everyone tries to think that they're better than everyone else, that they're all able to do whatever they want, and it's like, no, no, you're not. You're gonna get called out. You're gonna get put on blast. They will call you on your shit. I was like, stop thinking that you can do what everyone else has done before y'all has gotten in trouble for, and thinking that you'll be okay.
exactly.
Yeah, I just this goes into that conversation, like I said. Pirating is around because of the fact that there's services that don't. It's a service
Like
issue and it's a demand issue.
yeah, and I like especially like for like issues of like Dragon Ball Super, they take so long to come out, and like maybe if they just dropped it in Japan earlier so people can translate it, it would be more frequent. Like people, like I don't like the thing with like Viz, their issues take so long to come out, and like some of their stuff is like I don't want to wait that long.
Yeah,
And like it's good to have like some of these free sites for like fans that actually are willing to like do the work. All right, we know the language. We know we are experienced. We have been doing this for many years. I don't mind doing this. So
yeah, exactly.
especially it's and it's not just one person. It's like it's dozens of people. Like and they all get credit because they put their names and their handles, so their social media handles inside the inside the issues. So
Yeah, exactly. They put all the team that's doing the fan translation. They say, hey, this is
yeah,
our project, and they put all their stuff right there. You don't need to do anything more. I was like, yes, it's gonna. I was like, fan translators and stuff like that don't get a lot of attention, but when you do get attention, it's because of everyone is appreciative of the work that y'all are doing to kind of help people be able to keep up with this in real time. Because like you said, first thing that comes out on a weekly basis is the Japanese weekly or monthly serialization. And then when you turn around and look at it as well behind, then you're looking at the fact of that, you know, it's going to be months, and I mean months, before we get the English translation, unless there's a dedicated publisher that has a Japanese translation of the team, and then a team that's doing it to publish it in the West in real time.
Exactly. Like I'm a huge fan of this. It's a Korean manga. Well, they call it manhwa, or whatever in
Yeah,
Korea. That would never. I would never have seen that if it wasn't for fan translations.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And that's the good thing about fan translations, that they help. One, when you're trying to find, I was like, especially look at it. Let's do it. Let's take a look at it this way, right? When you look at these fan translations, right, and look at a lot of them, some of these series are, all right. Let's look specifically at mangas, right? Let's look at mangas and take them for example. In Japan, you can have up to volume 8, volume 9 of a manga, right? Current, up to date, outside of what's going on the weekly or monthly serializations. Yet when you look at the English translations and stuff like that for the West, not just not the U.S., but Europe, all of Europe as well, and some parts of Russia and others and other places like that, you're only on volume 4, maybe 5. You're several volumes behind, several months behind, because of the fact that they're so far behind on getting those translations caught up to date. So it's hard to watch or keep up with mangas outside of Japan and China and Korea and those areas where they get those monthly and weekly serializations up to date, and then they have the most recent manga volumes or light novel volumes if you read light novels and stuff like that. Because the fact that
I,
in the
like, I,
West it's so far behind.
yeah, I remember back in the day, when Naruto first came out, and we were still on on part one, and like you go on the internet, you see like a older version of Naruto, or you see like Obito, or you see all these people that you haven't seen in like the anime, because like we were so far behind, and like we're just seeing pictures of Itachi, or like we seeing some crazy stuff. Because none of this was translated, but they have posted pictures, and he's like, I don't understand what is going on. Like, why can't we see this like now or whatever? So
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those things that's just like, dude, this is so hard to keep up with because of the fact that one, you're months behind, so you can't keep up with it unless you did it. And I know I'm trying to learn it, but not everyone's able to learn Japanese. I was like reading kanji
yeah,
and all
yeah,
that is such a hard aspect, right? It's so hard to learn. I was like,
yeah. Like learning how to speak it is one thing, but then learning how to read
read,
it, and then it's a whole nother thing.
yeah, and you're trying to learn how to read kanji to be able to do these things to keep up with them, and that takes months to years to
Yeah,
perfect the
that's gonna
language.
take years, because their language is like it's not gonna be something you could like. Okay, let me just pull up Google and let's see what comes up. Like,
Exactly. It is like, come on. It's like, and then when you try to translate in Google Translate, then it's gonna be some weird ass translation that makes no sense because they all take it very literal. Like, it's like, come on, Google Translate. The hell are you doing?
yeah, yeah, Google Translate is terrible, but yeah, I appreciate all the fan translators out there.
Exactly, and that's the worst part about it.
Well, let's get back to topic. MangaRock, they were wrong. We will find out soon if they will be closing or not. But from
Yep.
what I see, is they're currently still up right now. So they so we'll figure out later on what's going on. Honestly,
Yeah, I think we'll find out here soon if they're gonna be able to get this together or not. And like I said, I know I use MangaRock. They have an actual app, and they're kind of able to do it, but also kind of not. With as many people as use MangaRock, I think they're one of the accepted, uh, more accepted of the sites, but still
yeah,
kind of.
they're like really like widely accepted. It's just weird. Like, what other sites besides Viz is there that's like that's like really like doing like manga?
Yeah, that Viz has some anime licenses, but their biggest thing is that they're the distributor of all their mangas, and
Yeah,
then
but But the thing is, like, what other sites are there that you like? They have legit like licenses to these mangas.
CrunchyRoll has some, but really it's Viz. Shonen Jump, of course, has all of theirs. Uh, Mainly, it's a lot of the big monthly and weekly serializations like Shonen
Yeah, that's
Jump
the.
and,
I
and some of
like
those.
sometimes. Yeah, sometimes I like watching. I like reading like unknown manga. That's the thing. Like I like going on to like MangaRock or like any other like free manga place website, and I just like going through like the list and looking at like, all right, this cover looks nice. I'm gonna check it out. And
Yeah,
it just so happens to be something like super random, but it becomes good.
yeah. And that's the way that it is. Is that it becomes good like that, and all that aspect. But it's kind of still just one of those things that's just like while they're accepted, it is still one of those things that these sites, as Jay Slayer said in the chat, he says what needs to happen is that these companies they should try to release this stuff worldwide from the start and have a Japanese and English version. Even if they don't, right? I'm fine if it's like a month, if it's a weekly serialization, if it's like 2 weeks behind, that's fine, right? Because the fact that they're focusing on the big ones that they're putting out weekly, but if they have an English version, bring a translator. That I'm more than sure these people can hire a translator to help them translate to English, right? And put it just a few weeks behind. If it's a monthly serialization, you cannot tell me that you can't get a translator to do a 13, 14 page chapter that comes out once a month to translate it and be just a month behind to maybe a couple weeks behind, right? Like that I don't understand. Weekly serializations, fine, that's acceptable. Monthly serializations, no. That's a no.
Like I don't know. Like I
It's hard.
without these sites.
It's hard to talk about without having someone who's actually in that industry. Like we've seen and talked about it and kind of gone into a lot of the stuff behind the industry and stuff things like that. But we're not deeply in that industry enough. We understand the culture, just not so ingrained in that industry that we know all the inner workings of things. So this is again just our opinions based on what we know of the industry itself. But there
Honestly,
has to be
like
some things.
yeah, I don't know. Like I without these free sites, I definitely wouldn't have like found like manga like Dead Tube or Jigan or like this like low level stuff that like niche stuff that you would never find on like Viz or Shonen Jump or like any other place because they're like super dark. I don't know, like, do these sites even like have like these type of dark, etchy like stuff or like
Like dark etchy, like real like kind of like stuff that's a little bit more etchy and stuff like that, that's a little bit more darker themed, not necessarily same as like the real like dark seinen stuff, not always, and that's the kind of worst part of it all. And especially if there's anything that's a little bit more, of course, on the levels of near hentai, I'm talking like things like Monster Musume and stuff like that, the good stuff. You're definitely not going to see any of that. Hey, listen here. I love Monster Musume, and I'll defend that. It is art, right? Even though it's basically hentai, but not
it's
necessarily hentai.
it is basically 100% hentai.
It absolutely is. But you know what? It was still streamed up for everyone. I love my Monster Girls, and I will defend that to no end.
I watched. I was like, "What the hell am I watching?"
And then he watches the whole series. He's just like, huh.
I was like, "This is actually okay."
Yeah, he watched it out of morbid curiosity. And he's just like, this is hot, but
Yeah,
it's
just
already
don't
all
tell
right.
nobody.
He's hiding in the corner about that. He's like, listen, I'm not gonna tell anyone to watch this. I'll be like, yo, I got pictures of all my girls up on the wall. No, no cap. Arachnia right there. Everyone's gonna get some. Nia right here. Everyone gets a spot. All the monster girls, all of them, beautiful.
You
No,
in love?
right? The exact. Oh yeah, you straight up. I was like, come on, dude. No cap. Who doesn't love monster girls? Zombina, her crazy ass. Cyclops, of course, my ogre girl. She's adorable. Love them all. We don't shame here. You love who you want to love. Exactly, Alan. Love who you want to love. But yeah, man, oh, see, even Jay Slayer just watched that show. What do you think of it, Jay? What do you think of
I'm
Monster Musume?
disappointed in you, Jay. Why would you watch that?
He says well he secretly loves it himself. He's just like no one's gonna know about
Ugh.
this.
I am so disappointed.
Stop it. So we all know that you got a body pillow of Nia over there and you trying to hide it.
Nah, man, that's not my thing.
Don't you lie to me. Don't you lie to me. He's like, don't you? He's like, no. He's like, no, not at all. Trying to stuff it in the corner where he can't see it on camera anymore. You crazy. You crazy soul. That's why you my boy. That's why you my boy. Well, yeah. So that's how it is, right? It's just one of those things that happens, and with we'll see what's gonna happen to MangaRock and see if they're gonna be fully shut down or not. It's kind of up in the air right now, right? It's kind of all all over the place. So who knows, right? Who really knows? Other than that, guys, we have one last topic to bring up here before we get out of here for the night, and this one is going to be a little bit more somber, and it's going to kind of get to us a little bit. But there's two talented voice actors who actually recently passed away, and they're ones who really had a big impact on a lot of characters that we knew, right? It was funny and interesting is what he said. All right. But this one is going to be a little bit harder, right? And one specifically for me. So the first one is Robert Axelrod, if you don't know who he is, was the voice of Armadillomon and specifically Wizardmon from Digimon. But he was also the voice behind Lord Zed from Power Rangers. He also did the voice for Finster as well. And just so you know, he did these voiceovers because of the fact that, as for anyone who didn't know, Power Rangers outside of the scenes with the American actors like Austin St. John and of course Amy Jo Johnson and all of them who did the American Power Rangers. The rest of the art or all the scenes that were recorded were just footage from the Japanese Super Sentai series that they voiced over. Well, Robert Axelrod was the voice who did the voice for Lord Zed. And he also did the voice for Finster when he wasn't playing Lord Zed. And that actually really affected me because of fact, for me, growing up, I was a massive Power Rangers fan. I'm still a Power Rangers fan, like straight out. I still have a lot of my old Power Rangers figures. I've seen a lot of the Power Rangers series that are out now. I actually watch more of the Super Sentai now, but I'm a diehard Power Rangers fan. I was like, I want to get my Power Rangers tattoo and all that kind of stuff because of the fact that, I'm dedicated, right? But I really love Lord Zed because his voice really gave a lot of life to Lord Zed and made his interactions, especially with the actress who was doing the voiceover for Rita Repulsa, so entertaining. Like the actress who played Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed from Super Sentai were already hilarious. Their interactions on camera were hilarious. But hearing Axelrod and the voice actress for Rita kind of do their own interactions for this voiceover dub of it was hilarious. Like, he made Lord Zed such an interesting and funny villain, especially with Rita Repulsa. And the way that he portrayed Finster as that real nerdy, like, super smart librarian that's just like, ooh, I got lots of monsters to unleash. Here you go, Lord Rita. Like, it was amazing to see how he did that voice. Actually, that was actually a good kind of impersonation for a second. Sorry, I gassed myself up for a second. No, but the way that he did those characters was amazing, and that was my childhood. Those characters had a big impact on me. Armadillomon, not so much. Wizardmon, I did watch Digimon, I won't deny, but that was just rip off Power Rangers or Pokemon, whatever you want to say. But I did like Digimon. And Wizardmon, I really liked Wizardmon. And he gave Wizardmon a lot of depth because Wizardmon was such a flawed character, and I really loved the way he portrayed him. And it's really kind of sad to hear that he passed away. What's a Digimon? What's a Digimon? Shut up, Alan. You know what Digimon is. And Tito, yeah, Food Wars is amazing, dude. Food Wars is amazing. Okay. I'm sorry that she said that, buddy. I'm sorry that she said that. What do you have to say about Axelrod passing away? So.
Um, I really haven't watched. I really didn't watch, like Digimon and then whatnot. But I definitely watched Power Rangers, of course. I think everybody did when they were younger. And Lord Zed, it was amazing. And like, of course, he was just a staple in like our childhood. So it was just, it's kind of like unfortunate that he passed.
Yeah, it is absolutely sad that they passed, man. It sucks to kind of see that, man. It really is terrible because of the fact that these guys are iconic, and outside of Axelrod with his portrayal of Fencer and Lord Zed, the other biggest one that really kind of got to me was the fact of. So this one came from CrunchyRoll as they made this announcement, is that Michael Lindsay also passed away. And if you don't know Michael Lindsay, who sometimes you might have seen the name Dylan Tully, that was his what's the name when what's it when you take a fake name for acting?
Alias.
Yeah, that was his alias or anything like that. He was the voice behind Kyusuke Urahara from Bleach. He also did the voice of Kankuro from Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. He also did the voice of Greymon and Joe Keto from Digimon Adventures. So the voice of Joe, that was Michael Lindsay, and especially for someone like me, he was the voice of Rei Amuro from Mobile Suit Gundam from the movie trilogy. But also for those who really liked it, especially this one, especially here for the West, because everyone knows this character, Tamaki Shinichiro from Code Geass. He did the voice for Tamaki in both seasons of Code Geass. He was also Yu Matsumura from Marmalade Boy. He also did Kyo Mujo from S Cryed, and he also did George Kodama from Kaze no Yojimbo. And he also did Yamagata from the Akira Anamaze dub. And he did a bunch of other stuff. But specifically the fact that he did the voice for Kankuro. And I know you're a big Kankuro fan, or because you watched Naruto, so you know Kankuro. But
Yeah,
I know
Kankuro.
Yeah. But,
I've really never watched I haven't I wasn't really a big fan of Naruto dub, but like Kisuke, I vividly remember his voice
from
for
Bleach.
Kisuke for Bleach.
Yeah. I remember Kisuke's voice, and he did the voice for Kisuke. And I specifically know the voice for Shinichiro from Code Geass, because I watched Code Geass when that came out on Toonami way back in the day.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do we know how he passed?
From what they were saying, they didn't say in this one, and that's kind of sad. But I kind of understand why they wouldn't say why he passed.
Yeah, I understand. I would say he doesn't. It's probably just something just unfortunate happened.
Yeah,
Sadly.
and it's kind of sad too. The fact is that he was relatively young, right? He's definitely a younger actor out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really kind of sad to hear about these passing. He's up there in age relatively. He's in his 50s, right? He was in his mid 50s. But I know Robert Axelrod was well into his 60s, almost his 70s. That when he passed away. And it just kind of sucks because a lot of these characters have a lot of history and a lot of impact, even though we don't recognize them. But when we know their legacy and we're just like, oh, I know that voice, I know that character, and you're just like, shit, that was them, and realize how much of that character you recognize alike. Like I said, he did Kisuke from Bleach, and for me, like he did Joe from Digimon. I was like, I watched Digimon, so I know Joe's voice, and like I said, I know all the Gundam Mobile Suit Gundam movies. I was like, because I really liked Mobile Suit Gundam, so I know Ray's voice. I actually have the VHSs of the original Mobile Suit
Yeah,
stuff.
he also played I forget, he did play Greymon. So.
Yeah. He was Greymon. I was like, so that just kind of shows you like how all over the place some of these guys are with the work that they do and stuff, and just to kind of hear that they pass away, it really sucks, man. I was like, I don't know what episode you're talking about there, Tito. Alan, yes, I have read Aelita. I actually have the whole manga volume literally right behind me, right there. Like I have the whole collector's box set. Uh, but man, it's just one of those things that's always sad to see. It is sad to see when a lot of these people pass. I don't know, man. I was like just knowing, especially just knowing how much of my childhood that some of these actors portrayed really kind of gets to me because of the fact that now when I go back and watch these, I'm just like, I'm gonna miss you, you beautiful son of a bitch. Like when they put the original first 3 seasons of Mighty Morphin on Netflix, I watched all of that shit straight out, no cap, and I did not regret a damn second of it. And I'll probably go rewatch again because I want to be able to remember Axelrod and Lord Zed. How do you feel about that? Before we get out of here, Soul.
Uh, One thing I can really say is this is unfortunate.
Yeah.
He did have some legendary roles, so.
He really did, man. He really did. Well, guys, I do want to thank everyone who tuned in and stopped by, and all the love that everyone is for everyone who is in the chat. We do appreciate y'all when y'all were here and talking. It's greatly appreciated to see all y'all. Like I said, we're doing more for everyone over on YouTube. Do appreciate all of y'all and everyone over here on Mixer as well. I do appreciate all of y'all. Like I said, we're trying to branch out and hit multiple platforms so that way y'all are able to see us wherever we're doing, and we got plenty of stuff growing and all the stuff coming up for the show. And before we get out of here, guys, make sure that y'all hit the follow button over here on Mixer if y'all aren't following me here, as well as if y'all are on the YouTube page, make sure that y'all hit the subscribe and y'all hit the like and let everyone know. And make sure that whenever we're live, you share it out everywhere that you can. Let everyone know to stop by and come through and hang out with us whenever we get down, talk nerdy to you beautiful people that are here with us. As you saw, me and Soul King wasted 30 minutes gushing about sports animes because that's what we do. Because we're the sports enthusiasts, besides the seinen enthusiasts. But guys, trust me, y'all want to come rock with us, hang out with us, and have some fun. It's always enjoyable, and we do this for y'all. We've been doing this, damn man, we've been doing the podcast for almost 2 years, and that our 2 year anniversary is actually coming up now that I think about it. And we wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, and we want to be able to keep doing this. And for all of our audio listeners, this will be up on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, and Apple iTunes here soon. We're trying to finish getting everything all set up and bringing all of our old podcasts over there as well, all our old episodes. So make sure that y'all are checking out for that. But guys, other than all that, we want to make sure that y'all all had a wonderful time. So let them know where they could follow you at, my boy.
Well, you guys can find me on Twitter at SoulKingLives, and you can find me on Instagram at TheSoulKing.
Right, and for that, you guys can also find him on Mixer because now he's starting to stream his art.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm on Mixer too. Shit, I think my Mixer name is the Soul King. I think.
Is it the Soul King? Yeah, I think it's the Soul King.
I think it's the Soul King. Yeah, I'm gonna start streaming some art and playing some games here and there too.
Yeah, so you want to see some stuff? I was like, me and him are gonna be playing some games together whenever we can. But definitely, whenever he's doing his art, guys, go check him out. As y'all see here, right above the logo, the SP, the Smash Podcast, that is all done by him. I was like, the chibis that are going to be used for our identifiers and stuff like that for our images, that was done by him. He's done all of our art. And I was like, and all the merch that's going to be coming and stuff that I'm going to be working on. He did a lot of the art. I have other artists that I've done stuff with that are doing art for me, but a lot of the stuff is from him. So make sure you go follow him. And if you want some of the dope art that he does, because you trust me, you want to check it out on Instagram and Twitter, some of the art he does, hit him up. He does commissions. He go pay this man to see what he does and have him do his anime art for you.
Yeah, just check out my Twitter. You'll see all my artwork. So if you like me, if you like all this art, hit me up.
And the man's working on possibly working on his own anime here soon, just saying, or a manga,
Yeah,
webcomic.
yeah. We gotta keep it on the low. We gotta make sure nobody knows just yet. So, but I do have something in plan for like a web comic or something like that. So,
Trust me, guys, y'all want to check out what he's got in the works because I'm gonna be helping out my boy because of the fact that I got to. So we got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff. Trust me, the family here does family stuff together, and we always support each other. So make sure you go show this man some love for all the work that he does. And of course, guys, for everyone who's here, make sure that y'all check out all of my social media down below here. Y'all can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all right there at the links provided. So that way you can always be following up to me. Of course, if you're on the channel here, whether you're on Mixer, make sure y'all come over here to mixer.com/bloodynuts and hit the follow button and follow me whenever I'm live streaming, whether we're doing the podcast or I do a lot of games and stuff like that. Make sure that y'all check it here. And to everyone on YouTube, make sure that y'all check out what I'm doing over there, because I will be trying to up. Of course, the podcast is over there. I'm trying to get the old recordings from all the streams posted up over there and do compilation for you guys, as well as we are working on new videos and stuff like that I'm trying to do to talk about, not just news wise but review wise and stuff like that, and kind of stuff from us to branch out and do a little bit more. I know I've been slacking on the YouTube side of things, but we got things in the works for all of y'all. So please make sure y'all check it out, guys. It does mean the world to us. It means the world to me, because we're doing all this because of you guys' support. So until next time, guys, sayonara, peace out, and check you later.